radio down. YouTube tripping. YouTube has dropped the boom doom. YouTube has dropped the boom doom this week. They dropped the boom doom. They said all these content creators who are child friendly, they are no longer allowing them to monetize their videos. YouTube is putting the boom doom. YouTube is putting the boom doom down on these channels. It's like every year they come up with something. You know, I think they were just sued or something, had to pay some money. So they made a big old announcement today. They made a big old announcement today talking about, can you all hear me okay? They made a big old announcement today talking about if you have a channel that is what you have to, we basically, all of the content creators, we have to declare all of our channels to be either child friendly or non-child friendly. And if we don't, they're going to do it for us. And if your channels are child friendly, kid friendly, you can no longer monetize your video. So that's going to hurt so many channels that depend on the advertising dollars. Like they won't put advertising on stuff like that. That's why you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You cannot. You just cannot. Because you see how YouTube out of nowhere, they just said, hey, you can no longer put ads on your videos. You can't. You can make all the content you want, but you better stay on one side or the other. And that's because they just had to, YouTube just had to shell out a lot of money, I think to the FTC or something like that happened. And out of nowhere, boom. Those are people, some of those people's incomes, like it's a lot of people with kids, you know, like they're demoing toys and stuff like that. You know, of course they're getting money off of endorsements or, you know, talking about the products, but the advertisements on there is, yeah, the advertisements is where a large chunk of their money was coming from. They can't do that anymore. YouTube is cutting that out. It's like every year they found a way to stop people from making money. They really do. That's sad. But that's not even why I wanted to talk today. I'm sitting here, I just got out the bowling alley. And I didn't plan to go live today. I'm gonna leave this up probably for a minute because I don't think this is gonna be a long video. I'm gonna leave here and go work out at the gym. But the title of this video is Stop. And the reason why the title of the video is Stop is because if you're in here, can you just say hi so I'll know who's here? Please. Hi, Dania. Hey, Joanna. Hey, Sophia. Hey, Jasmine. Okay. So the other day, while my car is warming up, hey, Mona. Hey, Mona. Hey, Mika. Hey, Dominia. Okay, you just got back from nail class. Okay, cool. If you're here, please say hi. Because I titled this video Stop on purpose. I didn't just type in stop just to do something quick. I really should have said stop it. Because my last live, for some reason, that last live, I always rewatch them, right? Yeah, I saw that. I saw Mona because I saw the abandoned cart. It's one word though. Were you trying it in 2 words? Because it's 1 word. And if it's not 1 word, I'm gonna go in and double check it when I'm done, and I'm gonna make it 1 word, okay? Yeah, people always say I say their name correctly because my name is Tanisha, and people always say Tanisha when they see it, but they don't really look at it as S-H-I-A. So it's Tanisha, no problem. So the video from the other day, the live that I did, it kind of bothered me for 2 reasons. Because of course, you all know when I get to sipping wine, honey, I get all worked up, and because I'm very passionate about what I'm talking about, and I'm very serious about it, right? But then I'm like, sometimes I feel like I might get too worked up and I might scare you guys. But that's because I really mean it, and I really want you all to get it. But what I do want people to stop doing, you see I have to turn on the light for this. What I want people to really stop doing, I was really bothered. Like you see, it's days later and I'm still coming back to talk about that last live. I'm really bothered because I want you guys to not become, don't be that nail tech. Don't be that person. What am I talking about? I'm talking about all the reasons why people don't want to do this, or all the reasons why people are looking to start salon hopping. And I've been in this so long, I've seen so many great nail techs come into this industry, skilled, talented, great people skills, got everything they need, but they are no longer in the industry. They are doing something totally different that's not even within their passion, because they let that negative mindset, or those little nitpicky things, them what ifs, or what do you do when this happens and all of that, and they let that totally drive them away. So the live from the other day really bothered me, because it was a lot of, to me, it was more than I care to hear, people kind of nitpicking at things that are not important. All the things that you all are talking about, I don't want you to think when I just say, well, just do it. It's really because I've been through that stuff so many times, and I've seen other nail techs let that bring you down. The difference between you being successful in this industry as an entrepreneur, period, is how you handle the challenges that come your way, because there will always be challenges. And that kind of bothered me when some of the potential nail techs or new nail techs started, saying stuff like, what if they leave you in the salon all day? And what if the register ain't working right, and all this type of stuff? Okay, every single salon you go to, every place you work, I promise you, it's going to have something you don't like. Probably 2 to 3 things you don't like. I promise you. There's never been a place that I've worked where I liked everything. Everything was perfect. No place I ever worked. And so for you to be successful and to really dive into your niche in this, whatever it is you like to do in nails, like really to dig down into your craft, you're going to have to learn how not to give so much energy to little BS stuff like that. And that live, when I went back and watched it, I was really, really annoyed with myself. I was annoyed with myself because I got really aggravated at one point. I was like, oh, you was a little rough with them. But it was like, I was like, oh my God, there some of you guys, I'm starting to see some of my old nail tech friends who were not successful. I'm listening to you and you sound just like them. And none of them ended up being successful. Like they just faded away into the industry. And I'm here to tell you, don't get caught up in that mess, and don't get caught up with all the other nail techs and people. Every time you go to a salon too, you're going to have 1 or 2 nail techs, or a little bitty clique of them. I promise you, it's going to be a little clique of them on some negative BS. They're going to be on just some negative. It's going to take you away from your craft. Always stay focused on your money. Always stay focused on how to get the money. Like with the salon owner situation, I say that you didn't go deep enough into that. Seriously, don't worry about if the salon owner is there or not. You want to know why? Most people who own salons own several businesses, or they have stuff going on. I can tell you for the life of me, when my old nail techs, 1 or 2 have said, no, just 1 really, will say that, and that irked my soul, because it's like, well, why are you so worried about why I'm not here? You should be sitting down practicing your polishing technique, or practicing your acrylic. Because she could not do acrylic at all, and she wanted to do it so bad. I'm like, you focused on the wrong thing. And for some reason, I think that when salon owners are not around, people assume that a salon owner is in the bed sleep, or sitting up eating a damn bowl of Frosted Flakes. And that is, I promise you, that is not the case. I want you all to think about this. Me, in my old salon, I didn't have an office. And there are a lot of things going on. Sometimes in the morning I have meetings. Sometimes in the morning I'm on the phone trying to make some personal calls. Sometimes I might, and to be honest, if you really want to know, can you all let me know you're here, because it's showing 1 person. I might be discussing something I don't want you all to hear. Like, there were times that, especially when there was a fire at my business. I mean, not in my business. The business next door caught on fire, and it was a winter, and I went through some really hard times. I was behind on my rent. Okay, nobody knew that. And I'm not going to sit up there and discuss and have long, deep conversations with my landlord about that in front of you guys, because you're the employees. Like, I don't want to scare you all. So a lot of times, or let me tell you something else salon owners might be doing. I'm just going to keep it 100. We might be making payment arrangements on the damn electricity bill, or we might be making payment arrangements on the gas bill, because in the winter, the gas bill for my space could be $600 in a month. And if business is slow and I'm getting $2,000 rent on top of $600 to $800 gas bills, plus light bills, plus I got to buy supplies, plus I got to make sure you get what I'm saying? Everything that a salon owner does is not going to be done in front of you. So sometimes business owners don't have time to sit and babysit you. So you're focused on the wrong thing. And that's a negative mindset, to assume that a salon owner is just sitting on their butt. If you ever own a business, babe, you will know. They barely sleep. They're always worried about bills and always worried about if it's a good week, we still don't want to spend the money because we don't know how the next following week's gonna go. So don't focus on that. And that last live, when these nail techs or you all started coming in saying that, I was like, oh my God, they remind me of all these other nail techs that didn't make it. I'm telling you, again, you got to get out of that. As a salon owner, that was real talk that most salon owners will not tell you. Those are the type of things that we're doing when we're not there, okay? And even if we are going to have lunch with our friends or something like that, so what? Nobody says anything when everybody leaves for the day and we still there till 1 o'clock in the morning trying to think of new ideas or whatever. You know, nobody says anything ever when the salon owner is working late. I never hear anybody complain about the salon owner working too hard. Everyone always assumes that the salon owner is not working hard. I was working 7 days a week at one point. And that's how Stella, the one that some of you guys know who passed away, she had to come help me because I was working so hard. I didn't even have time to comb my hair or anything. But if I'm not there one day, I've had a girl come say, well, you weren't here. We had to open up. That's why I gave you keys to open up. Why do you need me to open up? You got your schedule for today. You know, and I think they assume I wasn't doing anything. But nobody asked, Tanisha, when was the last time you had a day off? Damn, when the last time you washed your hair? You know, like, you need to take some, nobody cared about that. Don't get caught up in that, because I'm going to tell you, as a real straight up salon, big salon owner, when I wasn't there, I was doing something. Okay, I'd rather be there, because to be honest with you, if I'm at the salon with you guys, that means this is actually my relaxing time. If I'm not there, I'm working. You get what I'm saying? Like, I would like to come to the salon because it would be just a few things to do, because everything was ran smoothly and it had a system to it. I would just, you know, check on a few things and, you know, whatever. But then I could sit there and chat with you guys, or sit there and just browse on the computer and look for, you know, to me, that was my downtime. But people assume that salon owners are just lazy and that we're using you guys to make money. And salons is really hard and they don't always make money. And when they do make money, you be scared to spend it sometimes, just depending on how the business is going. That's real talk. That is real talk. Okay? Now, the other part of that I wanted to go into is I wanted to apologize to, see, the owner at the salon I work at works 7 days a week. He never takes a break. That's what I'm saying. Tommy, hi, I'm so glad you're here. The other part of that live from the other day that I wanted to make sure that I was like, oh my God, Tanisha, you just be doing the absolute most. I said I wanted to maybe apologize to you, Tommy, because you said something and I was like, if I could write one word up here, I would write lazy as hell. And then when I was watching, I was like, that's the wrong word that you used with her, because Tommy is not lazy at all. What Tommy is right now is a bit confused and conflicted. And I get exactly where you're coming from, because you like your job, but what it is that something is missing. That nagging feeling is in you, the back of your head, like, this job is not fulfilling me. And so you're just kind of like at a cry. It's not even that you don't want to do it anymore. So I apologize for using the word lazy, because that was the wrong word. I would say you're conflicted and scared a little bit, but you could do both. And so the first thing is, I think you want to do both. You just need to write out a game plan on how to do both. You know, you might not even want to be bogged down with people every week, but you could really just open your books where you're open every other Saturday. So you could be open up every Friday, take 2 people on Friday, and every other Saturday. You could do it like that too. Or you could just work at a salon, find a place, you know, that you come in and do like a daily rent. There are ways to do it. So I think that the reason why you keep coming to this channel is because the reason why you keep coming to this channel is because there is something deep down kind of itching in you, and you're like, I think I don't want to do it because you had one bad experience, girl. And we already talked about that, and I'm like, you can't let one little crazy bad girl. I can't. A lot of stuff I have blocked out my memory, but I've had so many crazy bad experiences. Hell, the last place I just worked downtown, I would really have to put that on the bad experience list. But I'm so neutral to it now, and like whatever to it. I just like whatever, because I knew I was just there temporarily because I had a goal in mind. So I keep telling you all, you ain't gonna never, nobody finds the perfect place. You just have to find a place that is a good enough fit. Because when you are working as anyone else's business, they're never gonna have the same exact ideas on how to do things as you. And then you might not understand why they're running everything because you don't see all the back end stuff that's happening. So just keep that in mind. I want you all to don't be that nail tech. That's why it's like, stop right in your tracks, because I'm starting to notice as this channel is growing and people are coming in, a lot of new people, I'm getting a lot of people bringing things to me that I'm not gonna what's the word, I'm not going to coddle. I'm not going to coddle and be like, oh, it'll be all right. I'm going to tell you, you got to change your mindset right now. I got somebody else in here who keeps coming to me saying they can't do it, they just can't do it, they can't do it. And I told her, I said, you know what, you can't do it. And you ain't gonna do it because you keep telling yourself you're not gonna do it. She's been telling herself she's not gonna do it for months. Yes, she still keeps coming back. So she wants me to say something magical. I can't say anything magical that's gonna get back through to her until she changes her mindset. And so with her, I'm not gonna say her name. If she's in here, she'll know who I'm talking about. She's out of California. First name begins with the L. And you're going to have to stop saying that. That's why I came back and shocked you and said, nope, you're not going to do it. Because you keep saying you're not going to do it. If you say you can't do it, you can't do it. If you say you can do it, you can do it. You see how that works? That, I'm telling you, the universe ain't gonna bring nothing to you because you saying you don't want the universe or God, or you don't want to be blessed with anything. So you keep saying you can't do it out of that fear. The first thing to finding solutions to whatever it is you're going through is to start speaking it out of your mouth. You have to start speaking it into existence. So like with you, you keep saying, I don't know if I want to do it, and you keep referring back to this bad experience. You almost have PTSD from something that was going on at a salon from a long time ago. And it's like, girl, if that's the case, I would have never... Girl, I done been through fires and being talked about and clients stolen from me, money stolen from me, people talking about me, favoritism, all that stuff all the time. People, and I told you all a long time ago, in this industry, you dealing with creative people. They weird anyway and they messy. They not necessarily professional. They just good at what they do. That does not make them professional. So if you let other people guide what you doing, you will never get a lot of things done. And then maybe the regular job is where that gives you that stability, because this right here is tricky. Tommy said, no, Precious said, the owner at my salon works 7 days a week. He never takes a break. I'm telling you all, I will be at that salon till 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 7 days a week, never take a break. And I would just drink. Like my friends, we'd be sitting up there drinking and kicking it and stuff. I would never leave. I didn't have a social life. Like whoever was with me, down with me when I had my salon, they already knew to come up there and kick it with me because that was my space. I never got dressed. I never put on clothes. I never went to the mall. Nothing. So that used to really bother me when nail techs would say stuff like that, because I'm like, if you only knew what I go through to try to make this a success for both of us. They didn't appreciate it. And I was like, wow. But I'm like, I couldn't tell them all my business. I can't tell them like, shit, I just set up a damn payment plan with the gas company on this $1,300 bill. That's why I'm not here. You don't need to hear that. You don't need to hear me making arrangements, because the next thing is going to be like, oh, we're closing down. No, it's just part of being a business owner. Sometimes you got to juggle funds, I can't be an owner yet. I like being hydrated. Man, I'm telling you, it's really in the beginning, to get your dreams off the ground is bumpy. It's bumpy. And you all don't know, but when I opened my place, it was at a great time. That's when the real estate market and everything was booming. And then my business, the real estate market crashed a year into me opening my business. So imagine from making thousands a day to watching all your clients lose their jobs, watching all their husbands lose their jobs. I had to get on it. It was rough, but I made it through the recession. I had just opened a business right when the recession happened. So when people tell me they can't do it, I'm like, baby, I done been through the roughest of rough, and I made it. Tommy said, thank you for that, and you are spot on. I do want both. Okay, that was that. No, thank you for your understanding. And that last lie bothered me at the end. I was like, they got up under my skin a little bit, and I let them know. But I'm like, y'all, I said I'm gonna come back and just tell them what I mean. Don't be that nail tech. You will become bitter and hateful towards the industry because you focus too much on the other people in the industry and the business that people are running, instead of focusing on your craft and finding out what part of the industry that you like, where's your best skill set within it, because it could be natural, it could be acrylic, it could be gels, it could be sculpture, it could be pedicures, you know. Instead of focusing on that, don't focus on that. If a salon is not working for you or something is really bothering you, when it comes down to money, sit down and let them know so they don't end up accusing you of stealing. But other things, some things you have to ignore, and make sure you stay away from those people that you're gonna see them, little negative clicks that keep up a lot of garbage. Stay away from them. And when it's not busy, you all should be focusing on practicing stuff you don't know. Go grab the other nail tech and be like, let me do this to you. Let me practice this on you. That's what you should be doing when it's not busy. Don't focus on the other stuff. It will throw you way off and you will not get ahead. You will see other people like, wow. And you'll be far behind because your mind is like not in the right place. Don't get caught up in that. At time you can do both. I've been told you that, but you got to just really sit down and think about it. And you got the money to even do it too. I told you can liquidate what you already have. Mona, I'm still contemplating on when it's the right amount of clients to rent a salon suite. Would it be easier to gain clients? Would it be easier, or when it is the right amount of clients to rent? What am I doing? When it is the right amount of clients to rent a salon suite, would it be easier to gain clients that way versus working the salon? I don't know if the book discusses that. No, it does not go into deep detail on stuff like that. That's more of a specific situation, and there is no magical number, because it just really varies on what your bills look like. And let me read that again. So renting a salon suite is just like opening a salon, right? It's just like not with all the responsibility and overhead. Now, if you are opening up a salon suite, you need to have a really good set amount of clientele. Like faithful people. Not like, oh, I've been busy this past 2 months, I should go get a suite. No. To me personally, my answer to that, before you go and rent a suite, you need to have at least worked out with a full clientele for at least a year before you jump into that. And I know people say, well, you came back from Atlanta and rented a space, but I've been doing this so many years, all I had to do was just make a few calls and the word spread. So, if you are newer, if your clientele, if you don't have a full book that you've had for a consistent full book for at least a year, or at least close to a year, 8 months or so, I would not jump right into a suite. Because what happens in a suite is you don't have that same exposure, okay? Once you go into a suite, it's all on you. So unless you are really great, really, really good at marketing, it's gonna all be on you. And in a suite, there's no one who can see you. Unless you're in a building full of suites with other hairstylists, and they may push some people towards you, but you never know. Those people may have somebody they're going to. I don't know. So I feel like with the suite, that's a step up from renting a booth. And so before you do that, I would make sure that my books are at least 60, 75% full, at least, for at least 8 months consistently, where like I can look at my book, or I can just sit and think like, such gonna book, such. And sure enough, within 24 to 48 hours, I get those appointments coming through. I don't even have to look at my books. I just know every week who's gonna book with me. That's where you want your books. I don't have to really look at them. I just kind of know how my books are gonna go that week. And like clockwork, these people come on a certain schedule, and I know that. That's when for me, that's when I would feel comfortable enough to get a suite, depending on the suite situation. So I hope that answered the question. I say this all the time. My class is filled with these girls that I know aren't going to be in the business in a few years because they won't stay focused. Exactly. Right. So I guess I'm going to start driving now. I don't want to get pulled over for having that light on. But I guess my thing is, yeah, stay focused, because stuff like that, it's like that, and those are easy fixes. Like, and I know what happens in a salon. People will find one little thing or whatever like that, and then everybody will start making it brew brew. So every day it's like, oh, did she come today? And then every day, and they'll take something really small and they will start brewing it into a bigger deal than it is. And I've been one of those girls. And as over the years, I've had to snap out of that, because that don't make money. That'll have you being a salon hopper. And I know a nail tech, she is so negative. She's great, but she is so negative. And she can't stay nowhere. Okay? And I believe last I heard she was working at home. And she be losing clients too, because she's so negative. Her mindset is so, her energy is just so negative. She always have something to complain about. And here it is 20 years later. She still don't have a place, and she's still, you know, like bouncing around trying to figure it out, because she focused on the wrong damn thing. I will never say that girl. I can't even think of her name right now, but she focused on the wrong thing. Do not get into that. That is I swear that's the worst path. You will be working someplace else in a couple years. You will talk yourself right out of this industry. How soon do you think you can ask for a commission raise at a salon? After a year? Yeah. My commission was a bit different. It depended on where you were. If you were right out of school and I was still teaching you, I would still bring you in, but you would be at the lowest. And then after so long, and I felt like you were to a certain level, then I would move you up to like a regular commission. And then from there, after the first year, I think I was at first it was like, it started out jumping at 5%, but understand at a certain point on a commission structure, you're going to cap out. They can't just keep giving you raises and raises and raises and raises and raises every year. What happens is it needs to be a nice mix of smaller raises, and then the prices being increased too. So like my highest paid girls, they were making more than 50%, but they had more managerial duties as well, but at some point I had to start raising the price. But that was difficult because remember, I told you we were in the middle of a recession. So these are the things business owners have to deal with. It's a fine balance of keeping the business profitable and everyone else happy. But when you have nail techs that come in and bickering about little silly stuff, it really, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, you saw another side of me, because it really took me back to a place of being in a room full of ungrateful people who did not appreciate, and they did not know how much I was sacrificing to even make sure they ate before I did, and that used to really bother me. And that's why when people say, do you want a salon? Never the hell again, ever. I never wanted my bills to depend on other people, because they will hop around thinking the grass is green, and none of them nail techs even do nails anymore. Maybe like 3 of them, maybe 3. The rest of them girls, they ain't doing no nails, because they was never satisfied, ever. Yeah, don't be one of those girls. And that's why I said, let me come back and say that. And then I want to tell Tommy that too. I wouldn't really, like me personally, you wouldn't ask me, because I had a handbook that I wrote out. So I ran my stuff like kind of corporate, but it was like the best of both worlds, because it was corporate, but it wasn't corporate. So I had a handbook that explained all of that, and you had to do a practical so I could see where you were, and afterwards I would sit down with you and tell you which I had like 3 or 4 commission levels, and I would tell you which one I feel you're at and where I plan to start you, and I would have like a game plan for you and when I plan to move you up. So you already knew when you sat down with me where you're gonna be, how soon I'm hoping you can move up, and where it caps off and all of that. And I even gave vacation, which I didn't have to do, but I even gave full-timers paid vacation. I would pay you for vacation so you can have some vacation time. And that's rare that you would find people that would do that. And people still complain. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't be one of them people that never satisfied. Like, it's gonna be some stuff you don't like, okay? I promise you. 30%. No, I never paid nobody 30%. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yes, I did. Let me tell you who I paid 30%. I paid 30% to students who I had come work in my salon on an apprenticeship, they were not supposed to be paid at all because they were getting CU hours and I was not supposed to be paying them. But that's me doing more than I had to. I would give them 30%. And half the time I had to go over their work or sit there with them, you know, but I still gave them 30% because I wanted them to have a taste of what it's like and to be motivated in some sort of way. You're not going to find many salon owners that did the stuff I did anymore, but yeah, that's who I gave 30% to. Typically, a new person out of school got 40, then you move up to 45, and then you 50, and I had a few over 50. Now, I will tell you now that I'm thinking about it, there are some places that do pay that low, though. I want to say when I was working at the airport, I worked at the airport for a minute doing nails. I think that commission was 30%. So you will have some high-end places, some places that charge a lot of money, like here at the Trump Towers and stuff like that. I'm not sure if Trump charges that, but I've heard commissions that low at the very expensive places. And I want you, it's so much to talk about in this business because people don't understand and they get discouraged because they don't understand. Higher end places that are charging a ridiculous amount of money, you're gonna see a lower commission. And you're saying, well, why would I receive a lower commission? I should be getting 50%. You have to understand that the higher end the service is, the more money it costs to develop and keep that brand at a certain stature. So we're going to just use the Trump Towers for an example. Trump Towers, it might be a 30-35% commission. However, at Trump Towers, a manicure, a basic ass manicure with just polish may start at $53. So 30% of $53 is what? It's still 5, 10, 15, 16, 50. You're still getting $16.50 off a basic manicure, which you can complete in 20 minutes. Because to work at the Trump Towers, you need to be a skilled technician. They're not going to take you out of school. You have to be already very polished and prim. You have to know how to handle clients, how to be poised. You know how to handle difficult, high-maintenance people of privilege. And so you got to understand the business. That's why a lot of things, it's like, what's that in the book? It would be a darn novel. You know what I'm saying? Because situations are so unique. It just depends. But I hope I'm explaining that correctly. So though that's a situation where it would be 30%. Because first of all, the price is so high. But then also a higher end place like that, they're using the best of the best. So they're saying, oh, we're using OPI everything and creme de la mer massage. And they're really buying the real deal stuff. They're not doing like some of these shop places and just buying the bottle and refilling it with Gina and, LA Palm. They are really buying the real deal stuff because they know those people know what those brands feel, look, smell like. So they are really spending the real money to buy the higher end things. The towels and different things that are placed on the manicure table are different. You're not going to use a paper towel. They're going to be the thick towelettes that are very expensive. You get what I'm saying? They're going to be replacing the towels every 90 days with new towels. Everything is more expensive, so therefore they have to give you 30%, but the prices are so high that you shouldn't see a difference. You actually should make more, and then the tips will make up for that low commission, because the tips, let's say the manicure, you did a basic manicure, commission was $16.50 off of that, right? That person on a basic, they're going to leave you a $12 tip, I promise you, $12 to $15. So you just made $30+ in 20 minutes. You get what I'm saying? So that's why certain places do charge that. There is no one answer to that. It depends on the situation, and that's why I ask people, if you really want to do this, I'm going to need you guys to get a consultation. If you can't invest in a consultation, you're going to have to probably bump your head a few times on certain things. Or I did just find, I do have another solution that I'm working on right now, a streaming solution. But I just, like I said, I can't sit up and answer everyone's individual and type all that stuff. I don't have time for that, and my time do cost money too. So I can give like general, broad information on here, but if you have specific real questions before you go waste your time, energy, and make all these arrangements for childcare and stuff for a place that's not a good fit for you, then I think it's worth it. And I think consultation like $25-$30 or whatever, so that's nothing, before you guys make big decisions like that, because these are good questions. But like I said, there is no one answer to fit. Every situation is kind of unique. I hope I answered that, because I had to clarify. There are places that give you like 30%. I will take it. If it's a place that the prices are like that, I understand how the business goes, so I'll take the 30% because I know they're busy. I know I'm gonna be tipped up the butt. I'm gonna walk out of there with like $100, just 100 or more in tips a day, plus that paycheck, and plus those type of places usually offer benefits. So don't be too caught up and too quick to go negative on everything. Don't instantly take your mind to a negative place on it. Try to understand or ask questions first. I'm trying to drive. Somebody said that was very generous of you. I just tried to be fair, and I was trying to do what I could afford to do, being a nail tech myself. But I'm telling you, I used to run into those people who it still wasn't good enough for. And it was funny because a lot of those people weren't even that good. I'm like, you're not even really in a position to be demanding that much. Like, really, you need to have a reality check. But yeah, yeah, most places you don't ask. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Most places, if you go in and ask for a commission raise, you got to be good. Time is not enough. Just because you've been there for a year doesn't mean you get a raise, just because it's not the same thing as working a 9-to-5 job. You're not guaranteed a commission raise. You're not. What have you done? What have you done? Have you increased clientele? How is your retention? Do you help us sell retail? What's your retail like? How much retail do you sell for us a year? And I used to give extra commission for retail, of course, but do you sell retail? What does your retention look like? How much do you call off? Have you brought any new business to us? Do you bring any new ideas to the table? Why do you deserve a commission raise? So don't expect that they're going to just give it to you because you asked. They don't really typically have to. Some will, some won't. It depends on the unique situation, honey. I promise you. It just depends. Time is not enough. Now, that if you have that mindset, then I would say that you're being a person of privilege, because you're assuming that you get it just because of time. No, because you can have terrible, mediocre people on your team forever. I'm not gonna keep paying you more for mediocre work, and I gotta keep giving refunds, and I'm getting people calling talking about your work chipping all the time. You come in late half the time. You always calling off. You always complaining. You don't bring no new business in. You don't sell no damn retail. You just show up and do the bare minimum. But you want a commission raise every year? Why? Why? You're actually probably costing me money. This is real talk. This is why this channel exists. The things that people don't talk about and the things people wonder and have questions about, I'll tell you the real answer, and I'm gonna explain it. I'm trying to drive. The police are really funny over here. You said it was a chop shop. It was $20. Yeah, those chop shops usually pay more than that. It's usually a 60-40 split. Some may be 50-50. It just depends on the type. Most chop shops are 60-40. I've worked 60-40, 65-35, 70-30 my way. And the last place I worked at was 50-50. So it was the lowest out of all of the Asian salons. It was the lowest commission, but it was the higher end commission. So remember, that's what I said. The higher end the place is, usually they will give you a lower commission. Not always the case, but if it's really low, sometimes you got to look at the whole picture to see why. Now, I'm going to tell you this too. If it was a chop shop, they might have assumed that you're going to move slow as hell. They might have just assumed that you were not going to be good. So they were going to give you that low commission because you were just going to probably be the person that picks up the scraps. Sorry, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm trying to just tell you the mentality probably behind that. Because some chop shops will bring you in, they're like, oh, she's probably gonna take forever to do a pedicure, forever to do everything, so we'll just bring her in and we'll give her all the leftover pedicures and leftover this and that, and we'll see how she does, and see where she fits in and what she really knows. How good is she? They just assume that we're not as good anyway. So, what's that weird sound? Okay, I'm about to park in this parking lot. I'm pulling up to the gym. Yes, I'm that person who leaves bowling at 11 o'clock at night and goes to work out at 11, 12 o'clock at night. It's the best time to go to the gym because the machines you want are available. In the daytime, people clog up machines and they really be sitting there texting people. They're not really trying to work out. So this is why I like to go to the gym super late when the serious people are here. I'm gonna park right here. I'm gonna park over here. Okay, so then I can read these comments for real. Hold on, let me text her and tell her I'm here. Hold on. Okay, so now let me read these comments. Did I lock the doors? Okay. Okay, y'all still here. Did you miss the live yesterday? You missed the live Sunday. You missed the live Sunday. I had the little sparkly background. You guys, I am researching so much stuff and I cannot wait to move. I'm really, really trying hard to get into a permanent space so I can set up my real background. And I really want this to be really interactive. Like, you all don't understand the vision that I have. I really want this channel to do some things. It's hard to do it in that little apartment. Yeah, you missed that live. The owner of the salon or whatever. Can't be on. Thank you for that. Dominia said, I say this all the time because my classes feel. Yeah, I said that. Precious Me said, I was one of those girls in nail school. I wanted to do acrylic only, no paint, just acrylic, but I just didn't know there was more out there. I mean, I don't do everything. That's what I'm saying. You got to find out what it is you like and what you're good at. How soon do you think you can ask for commission? I didn't know you could ask. Yeah, if you asking, you better make sure your game is tight. I walked away from that 30, got more at a place I work at now. And sometimes you gotta look at the whole picture because you can get more commission at one place, but the other place is busier. 30 is low though. If the prices are not high, 30 is low. So yeah, that made sense. Yep, you said it was chop shop. Yeah, that made sense. They were testing you. They probably planned on giving you scraps because they assumed you were gonna be slow and your work was gonna be just all right. Yep. So yes, that was the one thing I did miss. I used to get $15, $20 tips. See what I'm saying? Tommy just told you. Hiring places, you make up for it in tips. You're right. I never thought about it like that. Okay, cool. I like how you keep it real. I'm sorry. I try. What gym? Lifetime? No, I'm an export fitness person. Because it's 24 hours a day. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to come on here and clarify what I meant. Don't be that nail tech. Do not be that nail tech. Stop yourself in your tracks. If you find that you are around that type of energy, it will rub off on you and it will really mess with your career. You will not be focused on your career because you'll be going to every little salon looking for little stuff. It's gonna be little stuff. Learn how to be like, how is the money? How the money look? That's all you really want to worry about. How does the money look? The money look okay, and try to put up with it as long as you can. If it's something that's really irking your soul, be looking for a place that's offering better money, but just learn how to tune stuff out. We talked about that in the other live too. That spills over into that. You got to watch the energy and stuff that you keep around you to have you all off your square. I swear. Never apologize for being honest. I just say that I'm really not apologizing. I don't know no other way but to say what it is. Now I do say that all the time too because that's the truth. Yeah, they put a person next to you that can do a full set in 15 minutes. Yeah, they're gonna do that on purpose. What do? You learn from them. I love these Parmesan crisp. I'm not that fast when I work in the if I work in a discount salon. I'm not the fastest, but I'll watch them. And I picked up a lot of things from discount salons that make sense. I've said that a lot of times. They know how to cut a lot of corners. Some corners I'm not gonna cut, but a lot of their corners they cut make a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it takes time. Yeah. It takes time. I get to doing nails in 20, 30 minutes. I could do a full fill in and with some type of design work and polishing everything in 40, 50 minutes. If I'm really like bamming them out, out the door. But that's because I'm doing them all day back to back. That's when I'm like stupid busy. You know? Yeah. So you can't compare yourself to people that hard because you don't know their background, do you? That person could have been doing nails for 13 years, and you know most of them work 6, 7 days a week with no vacation or nothing. They might take a 2-week vacation and then just keep working 6, 7 days a week. Hell, if you work 6, 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, doing the same thing over and over, you're not going to think anything of it either. So, there you have it. You say he's cutting them all? Here's the thing, too. A lot of those people that do nails, the last place I worked at, the higher end discount salon, there was a girl they hired. Yeah, he cut all the corners, right? Okay, this is what I'm about to tell you. They hired this girl. She's a superstar. Superstar. They kissed her ass from on every cheek, top, and bottom. Because she was so fast. She was a nice girl and everything, but she was super fast. They loved her. They made sure she stayed busy. They loved her. A lot of favoritism going on with her. Because in their mind, fast is better. Guess what? She got so many damn complaints. But they never said that out loud. But I would know because I sat close to her. It's always somebody coming back for a repair, for a dip powder that cracked all up. Repair. She had so many damn repairs. And I just looked over her one day. I was like, she fast, all right. So fast ain't always better. What they didn't like about me was because I was newer and I had more people coming in and calling in for me. Calling up there. What days does she work? One lady told me, I think I told you on another live. This is the last discount place I work. She was like, honey, they did not want me coming to your chair. She was like, and did they tell you about your Yelp reviews? I didn't even know I had all these great Yelp reviews. They used to try to nitpick me and any little thing and a lot of stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about? Down to how I wash my hands, everything. It was like stupid stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about how I wash my hands? You dripping water on the floor. Shut your ass up. At that point, I knew that they were intimidated by me because I didn't have to work as fast, but I was bonding with them clients. So they hired a few of us to make them not look like an Asian salon. I'm just going to be real. They sprinkled a couple of black girls, and they sprinkled a white girl, and they sprinkled this Italian girl in there so they could look high-end because they were in the middle of downtown Chicago, right? And they wanted to charge more. Because the one thing that they can move fast as hell, but it ain't always, it has nothing to do with speed, okay? It has nothing to do with speed because I had built a clientele in that place that fast. Like, you could tell that they felt some sort of way about it because they started being nasty towards me. Almost like, you would think they would be happy about that, but they don't. That's the one thing that they don't get. And someone said, somebody asked me a question, how do you build a clientele when you got so much competition around you? This is the answer. You stand out. You're worried about trying to keep up with that person's speed where you need to find out what they're lacking in. Instead of trying to keep up with everyone else, you find out what they're lacking. Okay? So while they're trying to move fast, I will bond and talk with the clients more and engage them more. Talk about their dog, their kids, their husband, whatever. You know, I remember one time I was sitting with the fast girl. And it's so funny because, you know, people are so funny acting. When you sit next to a person who know they the shit, and I guess they want to sit next to you or compete. Like we had a group of people. Sorry to curse so much. No, I'm not. We had a group of people who, it was 2 men. that came in. There's so many incidents. 2 men that came in. I was with this fast girl. She was moving so fast, she wasn't even talking. She's, hi, how are you? And they're talking, and I'm like, I'm working, but I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna push back your cuticles. Oh wow, when's your last manicure? Oh wow, okay. Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I know it's time. Haha. What can you do with these? I'm like, don't worry, I'll take care of you. You know, I'm kind of engaging him, and they would say something, you know, kind of funny. But you know, sometimes when you're with clients, especially with a group, they'll say things to each other, but they're saying it for everyone. She wasn't picking up on it, so I'll be like, oh my goodness, that is crazy. But I'll keep working. So I was still keeping a good pace. But I finished way after her, maybe like 10 minutes after her. These were just 2 men with 2 manicures, right? So she like, but guess what? Guess what? No, it was manicure and a pedicure. Manicure and pedicure, sure was. But she finished way before me. But guess what? That man that she did came over and handed her $5. $5 tip. And these people had money. My person came and handed me, I think, $20 or $30 and said, thank you so much, Ruby. Thank you so much. Or was I T? I changed my name. So that place I was T. Thank you so much, T. I really enjoyed you. What days are you here? The other guy just came and handed her $5 because that was just a courtesy. Because it was the polite thing to do. There was no bond, no exchange made. There was nothing there. It was just a service. Versus this person I can build a relationship with. And that's what you're looking for. Forget the speed. The speed comes. Look to build relationships with people. And yes, it can still be done in an Asian salon. And that was part of the reason why they was nitpicking with me. It got so ridiculous. No matter what I did, I'm telling you all, they be like, don't sit there. You washing your hand. It was like, what the hell? It was like, am I being punked? I think I said the same exact thing in the other live. I felt like I was being punked. It was like the more popular I became, the more they started to pick with me. And they loved that girl who was so fast. But that girl who was so fast had so many complaints and repairs. It was ridiculous. And they would try to hide that. But I was sitting so close, I would see it. Because I see the people sitting back there in the chairs. They was just there yesterday. Why they back for a repair? Why everybody coming back to you for repairs? I never had repairs or anything. So I hope that makes sense. And I hope I answered a couple of questions there. I'm a sprinkle, but people come asking for me. Yeah, so you can still do it in the discount salons, honey, because that's the one thing. They're too focused on speed. See how people focus on the wrong thing? I focus on building relationships and engaging people and educating clients, because then they feel comfortable with me. And if they go sit in someone else's chair, they're not more than likely going to do it. And so they're going to feel like they're getting a subpar service. I'm going to always set the bar real high because they miss the customer service. In a lot of those shops, they have other employees doing the extra work so the nail person doesn't have to and take more clients. Yeah. But where's the client experience? Did I just get my nails done, or did I go have my me time? It's a difference. When people come to me, it's me time. My clients, my first client today, 11 a.m., I gave her wine. I gave her 2 glasses of wine. She's not going to go drink wine at home, but she knows that when she comes to me, it's a guilty pleasure to drink early in the morning. I encourage it. And we talk and we catch up on everything. They even put a phone at your station. Nah, that wouldn't happen with me. Why is this phone here? I can't work with this phone. I'm big, and I might knock it over. I'll tell you, I keep knocking that damn phone over on the floor on purpose. Don't put that phone right here. I tell them, why you got the phone here? I need all this space. And then I start bringing in extra gel machines and drills and shit and putting it all everywhere. No. You better move this damn phone. I need all the space. Or can I move somewhere else? See, it's ways to say things without saying it, without being so, you know, in conflict. Oh, I use a lot of space. I got a lot of stuff. Well, can I move to another station since y'all since y'all want the phone to be right here? Can I move to another station? That's your way of saying I ain't answer this phone. Am I right? He has no customer service, a giant attitude, and he's a peach. A peach? An ass? Okay. I do want to work at an Asian salon to get up on speed, though. Go ahead. You're going to work real hard. You're going to work way harder for your money, but it will help you with your speed. Do it for a couple of months. Oh, that's a whole nother thing. If you have a specific situation, you need to contact me on consultation, because that's not a cut dry answer. I don't even understand what you mean by putting a bid for parties, though. Put in a bid for parties? I don't know. Like a company party at a hotel, like want a nail tech there. It depends. It depends. That's kind of like not an exact answer. It depends on what's going on, what they need, where is it, how many hours, how many people. What do you have? What do you supply? What experience do you have? What level of service can you offer? So, yeah. Hi, Chicago. Hi, Lux Wife Life. I need some advice. I'm not necessarily a beginner anymore. Okay, well, see, now I'm about to get off because I've been on here almost an hour and I'm sitting in this parking lot of the gym. I was trying to wait for my friend to see if she was coming up here because she lives directly across the street. She better get her butt over here. Her car is not out here. But again, if you all want specific advice, book a consultation. I have 30-minute ones and I have hour-long ones. They're not expensive, you know. It's an investment. You can actually write it off. You get a receipt for it. And you can put it on Afterpay. Anything over $39 is on Afterpay. So, you know, it's an investment. It's on Shecago Beauty Source under beauty education. It's consultations there, 30-minute, 60-minute, you know, and then there are donations there too. But you don't have to donate. I'm just saying, like, there's a 30-minute, 60-minute, and I broke it up like that. Do you all want me to put a 15-minute up there? Because some of you all's questions are very specific, and I can give you a generic answer, but if you really want to know what you should do for your situation, there are certain questions and different things I would want to have real information on. So a lot of things I'm answering is it's seriously, I'm not just saying this, I'm seriously like giving you a roundabout general answer. But I mean, it's not expensive. You know, there's a lot of people out here charging $5.99 and $1,000 for courses and stuff. 2-hour. Somebody else offered a course today, an hour long, $80, and that's like a markdown price because it's usually like $500. So people are charging for information, you guys. I don't know. Now you want to make money. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I still pay people for information. I sure do. People who know more than me, I'll pay. I'll sign up for a webinar. I still do. I do. I don't know everything. I don't. I'm trying to gather all my questions so I can get more bang for my buck. Yep. Yeah, that's what I say too. Have it all together. Don't just be like, hey, I want to do this. What's up? Tell me something. I'll be like, well, what do you want to know? So that's smart. What, the 15-minute is a good idea? Yeah. And it's like, you know, you can't say I don't want to answer stuff, but I get so many questions. And I might give you some answers and then you tell me more detail. I'll be like, oh, well, scratch that, you know. Like even with the 30% thing, it's like, yeah, 30% in this situation makes sense. But then you start telling me details. I'm like, oh, well, no. Because, see, then I might ask more questions like, well, no, don't do that. But then you say something else. I'll be like, oh, yeah, you should do that. And I'm going to explain why. And then I'll say, well, this is how you go in and finagle more. You know, it just depends on the scenario. It really does. It really does. And then, like I said, I could usually when you start telling me more detail, I could tell you what's going on why things are being done a certain way, or get you to see it, you know. So, okay, I'm hitting an hour, but really, the message here is don't be that nail tech that's complaining and finding and nitpicking and finding reasons to not go forward with your career. Stay focused on what you're doing. I do suggest you guys grab the book because a lot of people are out here willy-nilly and they can't quite hone in on what it is they want to do, because they haven't thought about what they're good at and who they're trying to target. Can't do it, everybody. I'm gonna tell you all a quick story real quick that happened today. I don't want to get too much detail. I had somebody reach out to me, been reaching out to me for a minute to do something. Two things happened. The thing that I'm going to say first is this person reached out to me and they wanted me to do something that I really did not want to align with my brand, okay? I always tell you guys, you cannot drink from every cup that's given to you. You could poison yourself. And so a lot of people, when they're in the industry and they're growing, they're ready to accept every opportunity that's given to them. Just this week alone, I've had another company reach out to me asking me if I would review their product and be a brand ambassador for them. And I read that like 3 times. They said they like what I'm doing. They like what I'm doing with you guys. And they really want to know if I would do some, they want to send me products so I could put them in front of you. That was so funny to me. I said, these people obviously have not really looked at my brand, because I sell the same stuff they sell. So why would I do videos for you and tell them to go buy from you when I have it myself? But another person, not even thinking, they'll be just so happy, because people get so caught up in being a brand ambassador for companies because it makes them look important. They'll just do it. And it's like, why? Why would you do that? Why? Then I had somebody else reach out and they're asking me to align my brand with theirs because it goes together. And what they do is not a good fit for my brand and the image that I want for my brand. And I was trying to think of the best way to say that to them. And at first I was kind of like, well, we'll see. Then I said to Nisha, no. You're going to have to be straight up with him. And I had to call him back. And I said, I just don't think it's a good fit. And I said, honestly, right now, I'm not even looking for new clients per se on that level, because I knew, this is why I need you all to not only, that's the third thing. I knew that the clientele that I knew the clientele that what he was doing would bring in, I knew it wouldn't be a good fit for me, and it would have been a waste of my time. I could just look at certain things and say, these are not the people I normally would target. If you don't have a target, you're going to be bumping your head in a lot of situations and spinning your wheels. Don't spin your wheels. Have a plan. Understand your brand, where you want it to go. You got to have that clarity, because you will be just taking on everything and everyone and working everywhere and all over the goddamn on place and accomplishing nothing. Like, for real. So those are 2 opportunities I'm passing on this week. More will come. And while I was on the boat, I had to do a magazine write-up, and get online and send that. Now, I do the magazine write-up. And the magazine write-up was for a construction company. I thought that was weird. They wanted me to do a piece, but I did it because you never know who's going to see me, and it was more from an entrepreneurial standpoint I had to write. So I did that. But I know where I want to take my brand, and before I accept everything, I think about if it aligns with what I'm trying to do. Just because somebody said, oh, we think you'll be the bomb, you should do it. Most people be like, okay, and they get all excited and start telling everybody. It don't even make sense for your brand. Like, it has to make sense in some way. Yeah, so that was that. Now, this is the last thing, and I'm going for real, because I got to get in this gym. I'm seeing people say that they got this book, and they're reading the book, and they're reading the book, and they read the book, and they keep reading the book. That is not the purpose for you all to just sit down and read this book. It's a workbook. So you're supposed to be like reading. Get your accountability partner and set a date and sign that contract in that book. Make yourself commit to stuff. As an entrepreneur, you have to learn how to set dates and have a schedule and have a plan and stick to it and be consistent. So this is kind of getting you in that mindset. I really don't want people to, it's up to you, you bought it, but I'm saying, like, I really don't think you're going to get the best out of this if you just sit there and read it from front to end. I prefer you don't do that. I prefer that you kind of surprise yourself. So I suggest that you might, graze through it, but really go back to the beginning. Read, get that accountability partner, sign that contract with them, and this is the dates, and make that person hold you responsible, and say, okay, I'm starting week 1 Monday, and we're gonna meet up on, or I'm gonna talk to you, I'm gonna call you, or you call me Sunday night at 2 o'clock. Well, Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock, and you make sure I did this stuff, and I got to do these exercises, and I got to go over the exercises with you. And Sunday at 2 o'clock, that person who I told you needs to be a very real stern person, they need to be calling you at 2 o'clock on Sunday like you agreed, and you need to have your assignments done. That's how I want you to do the book. It's not really gonna, I mean, it'll help you, but you're gonna get the most out of the book if you do it like that, because that's what it's meant to do. You're supposed to take it week by week, because it's a progression to understanding what it is you're trying to do and who you're trying to target and what you want your brand and your business to look like. And so that's what I want. I'm seeing a lot of people saying, I'm reading it. I don't want you to just read it. You're supposed to be doing this week by week and doing assignments, and if you're doing these assignments, you shouldn't be doing that much reading, because it's reading, but you read something, it's more work, honey. You should have a whole all that stuff filled out. You should have a whole little sad notebook of stuff that you need to do. It's stuff to do. It's work to do. Like, seriously, like your logo. Are you doing it? You hiring somebody else? Have you researched the person who's doing your logo? What does it look like? Does it meet all the checklist requirements? Does your current logo, did you do your assessment? You know, like, did you do those things, or you just reading over it? Because if you're just reading over stuff, then you're reading it like a book, and it's a workbook. And so I'm really concerned when I see people saying they just reading it. I'm like, I hope these people are doing it, because like especially like week 2 and 3 especially, I think week 3 especially, that might take you 2 weeks, depending on how savvy you are with getting your resources together. So I just wanted to say that. Really, I really want people to come back with some major success stories. So that's it. That's all for real. Are there any other questions or comments? Oh, y'all, I done talked y'all to death now. Precious said, go on about your business. She said, have a great workout. Well, bye. Bye, you guys. I'm going to work out. Bye.